All right, guys, we know Trump is back at it again with the tariff threats, and this is a way to get the European Union back to the table. This is how Trump goes about things, where it pisses a lot of people off at first, tensions rise, but at some point, right, the European Union's going to come to the table and talk. They're going to lower these, okay? So it's another opportunity, in my opinion, if you're a patient long-term investor, where you can buy a dip, okay? And we'll see if investors are smarter this time and realize it, the ones that missed out on buying low, if they end up buying the dip this time. If we go lower, okay, because like I said, I think investors are smart enough to sniff this out and realize, I want to buy this dip. I'm not going to miss this opportunity again. And Nvidia, for example, went down into the 127s to start the morning. That was a good time to pick up some shares, and obviously it recovered back to 131. Now, make sure, though, you have some cash available in case it does decide to dip more going into earnings or even after earnings if they miss on, if their growth starts to decelerate, right? Which is possible, obviously, with the China ban, and comparing over large numbers, you could get an even better dip buying opportunity for those people who aren't looking long term, who sell the stock. I'm going to be buying if it goes back in the 120s again, buying a little bit at a time as it goes lower, because I do believe the stock's going to be at all-time highs eventually with these deals, or with the deal they got with Saudi Arabia and them working in Europe. And again, they're at the middle of everything with this AI revolution. So not missing Nvidia stock. You got to hold that one long no matter what. That's the best company in the world, in my opinion, okay? So anyways, we'll see if investors learn their lesson. If we get a bigger dip, then that's awesome. I'm going to be excited to buy more lower, okay? I don't think we're going to go and retest the lows, but you never know. Make sure you have cash available, as always, in case stocks want to go lower than we think, okay? Because there's other issues that are piling up with the 30-year Treasury yield going over, 5%, and other issues. And down the road, we're going to see some problems, most likely around August, September. So I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet, guys. And when you're holding long, though, I'm just saying we're looking for dip buying opportunities, right? And it's not going to be straight up on the recovery. I think it's going to be choppy from here, because we need to see what these tariffs, show up in, how they show up in the economic data. And then Powell's not going to be in a rush to cut rates, with Trump now threatening these new tariffs. Remember that. So upstart, guys, I'm telling you, got to be super patient now. It might not even be July where we get an interest rate cut. Could be, pushed to the later half of the year. And remember, the Fed president even said, don't expect an interest rate cut. So that's why, like I said, if you're in upstart, you're in it because even without an interest rate cut, this company is reporting good numbers, and they're still expecting, they said on their report, that they're going to be GAAP net income profitable. So this company is going to be good regardless if there's not an extra cut. But like I said, to really get this stock moving higher, though, it's going to need that cut. So just know that. So you don't need to be in a rush. That's why I said I trimmed some back. If you want to wait till closer to an interest rate cut, once we see something that clearly shows that we're going that direction, then that makes sense, guys, okay? But like I said, long term, I'm willing to wait it out, okay? I don't care how long it takes. And I do like this company. They're disrupting the lending sector with their artificial intelligence. So for me, it just makes sense. And I know some people are worried about delinquencies and all that. We're still below historical norms when you look, but yes, it could get worse. Obviously, the student loan side of things is going to get worse most likely, because remember the pause on paying back student loans for all that time. And a lot of people are like, screw that, I'm not paying these. And so the delinquencies with student loans are most likely going to go higher, okay? Now, credit cards, I expect that, stuff, maybe that goes up a little bit more. But overall, it's the student loans that I think are going to, be the worst. And then, car loans may go up a little bit as well, okay? And that's where upstart's in that area, obviously in personal loans. But I don't think it's going to be anything too much above the historical norm. But it's, again, it's something to monitor, okay? But anyways, the moral of the story here, guys, if you missed buying and dollar cost averaging when I was saying to, a couple months back when we were at all-time lows, okay, then this could provide another pullback opportunity to buy some of your favorite names for the long term, okay? I'll keep you posted, obviously, on what's going on. But this will, like I said, stocks climb a wall of worry with time. And a lot of these AI semiconductor names that I like are not back to all-time highs yet, guys. So I recommend, if you're not a member yet, to become one, because you're going to get the best of the best stocks to buy before they're back to all-time highs. And again, joining a community, having a mentor in me, being able to answer your questions right away, help you out if you're on the fence of what to do, okay? And then also, tailoring it to what you want to see, gift card competitions. We have fun along the way, guys, on this journey. So I hope you join me. It's going to pay off, guys, becoming a member. So I'll put the link in the description, the comments again, and have a wonderful weekend.